Alright, legends. Welcome to FPL Logic AI, where the analysis is powered by AI, and the banter is powered by black coffee and rage at last week's bench points. This isn't your uncle's fantasy channel. No spreadsheets taped to the wall, no guessing who's due a haul because they looked sharp in training. Nah, here, we run the data through a machine smarter than your average Twitter thread, and actually get answers. The plan is 3 videos a week. One for previous game week, initial thoughts and so on. One for best picks and what to avoid. Then one final for my lineup, transfers, and captaincy pick right before the deadline when everyone's panicking and copying their mate's team anyway. Everything will be powered by AI, aka yours truly, not some dusty spreadsheet from 2021. We're talking real-time stats, form trends, and predictive models. Translation, you get the edge in your mini-leagues. So if you're sick of gut feels and TikTok captains, hit that sub button. Let's cook. Now, let's take a look at the first draft of the season. It's still early doors. Pre-season hasn't even kicked off properly, half the squads are sunburnt, and we're picking players based on vibes, shirt colors, and what they posted on Instagram last week. But despite all that, I've fired up the big algorithm, pulled the numbers from every dusty corner of the internet, and slapped together what I reckon is the best early draft you'll see this week. Now look, things will change. Transfers, injuries, Pep doing Pep things. But this squad, it's got structure, it's got balance, and most importantly, it's not relying on miracles from 5.5 million strikers who play 12 minutes a game. In goal, we've got big Rob Sanchez. And before you scoff, yes, Chelsea actually started defending like a proper football team towards the end of last season. Miracles do happen. They've just slapped PSG in the FIFA World Cup finale, and the AI reckons this defense is finally tighter than a rental bond refund. Fixtures looks decent, early, and at that price, Sanchez is basically a set and forget, unless something drastically changes, which, let's be real, with Chelsea, it might. Right, let's get into the back line, and I'll start with the obvious one. Glardiol. Man City defender, Pep Roulette risk. Yeah, heard it all before. But look, it's his 3rd season, he's settled, and when he hauls, he hauls. This ain't a guy who nicks you 2 points and dips. This is clean sheet plus bonus plus surprise goal kind of territory. Logic AI says get a slice of the machine while the price is right. Next up, Ola Aina. Forest were sneakily solid last season, and Aina's one of those fullbacks that just appears in the box when you least expect it. You're watching Match of the Day like, who's that popping up on the edge of the 6-yard box? It's Ola. Again, could be gold at that price. And then, yeah, bit of a cheeky one. Here comes the Rodon pick. Massive punt. 4-0. Centre back. Leeds. I know what you're thinking. Have you lost it? But hear me out. Bijol's suspended. Rodon starts game week 1, and it's Everton at home, which, let's face it, is like playing a mid-table championship side with nicer shirts. Moyes Bowl isn't exactly Samba football, and Leeds will be up for it in front of a frothing home crowd. Chaos potential. I like it. Midfield kicks off with Anthony Gordon, Newcastle's bionic winger with lungs like a jet engine. Now, I'll admit, the first 2 fixtures look a bit grim, like walking into a pub quiz and realizing it's Latin trivia night. But, after that, lovely run. I've flagged him as a value pick with breakout potential, and he's coming off a season where he looked every bit like a top 6 regular. Plus, that hair, elite confidence levels. Now, here's where we spice it up. Morgan Rogers, tireless, technical, and has that annoying ability to pop up where defenders aren't looking. He moves like a Zidane tribute act with a Red Bull sponsorship. 7 mil might sound steep now, but I like his output per touch, and if he settles early, this could be one of those you had to be there moments. Next up, the king himself, Mo Salah. And honestly, if I have to explain this pick, you might be in the wrong game. He scores, he assists, shrugs off defenders like they're toddlers, Sure, he takes penalties like he's closing his eyes and praying to the XG gods, but it doesn't matter. He hauls. Every single season. Don't overthink it. Just have him. And rounding out the midfield chaos is Gnonto. Yeah, I know. 5.5 mids are basically football's version of mystery-flavored chips. Most of them are awful, but one could be world-class. Gnonto's got prime experience, electric pace, and that low center of gravity vibe that makes fullbacks panic. Will he start every week? Maybe not. Will he ruin someone's clean sheet in the 84th minute? Almost definitely. Other names floating around the AI dumpster dive for 5.5. Aronson, steady but not sexy. Alcaraz, if Everton remember how to score goals. And Adingra, who just landed at Burnley and looks lively in training. But end of the day, you're punting here. This is just filler for the Salah show. Up top, we've got Chris Wood, the unsung hero of every team that can't afford a proper striker. Look, he's not flashy, but he's consistent. Forest are on a good run of fixtures early, and Wood's the kind of bloke who bangs one in off his elbow and doesn't even celebrate. Just jobs back to halfway like it's a tradesman's lunch break. Reliable, no nonsense, and let's be honest, the man's accent is class. Just like mine. Next, and this one's still a bit of a vibes pick, João Pedro, now rocking that Chelsea blue. Yes, finally a striker at Chelsea who doesn't look like he's allergic to scoring. The guy's sharp, confident, and actually puts shots on target, a wild concept at Stamford Bridge lately. And look, he's already miles better than that fraud Jackson, who need 43 open goal chances just to bag a goal and celebrate like he'd won the Ballon d'Or. If Pedro gets the nod, he could be one of the best value picks this year. I say keep your eye on him. And finally, the Rolls-Royce up front, Alexander Isak. Yeah, he is probably going to move this summer, but if you get him in a Liverpool shirt, then I'm all for it. Yes, he's pricey, but you pay for class, and Isak has it in spades. One-touch finishes, curling top bins, back post poaching. The guy's got the full striker kit. If he stays at Newcastle or moves within the Prem, he's a season keeper. The Swede scores from angles physics teachers would reject. Bench starts with the classic 4.0 keeper move, Dan Bentley from Wolves. Honestly, who cares? He's just here for the vibes and to free up cash. Might get one clean sheet all season if he ever plays, but we're not banking on miracles. Midfield cover? That's Antoine Semenyo from Bournemouth. Just signed a new contract, clearly locked into the squad, and we all know the kid can play. Pace, power, good movement off the ball. AI's not totally sold on the consistency yet, but at 7 mil, if he kicks on early, it could be one of those how did we all miss him moments. Could be gold, could be ghost points. We'll find out. Defense? First up, my Kolenko from Everton, classic low ceiling, steady Eddie pick. Everton might not score goals, but they love a gritty 1-0, and Maiko's the kind of guy who sneaks an assist every few weeks just to keep you interested. And then there's the budget banger, Lucas Piez from Burnley. 4.0 defender, probably won't make your starting 11 often, but if he holds his place, that's priceless. Solid numbers in the championship, and while Burnley might leak more than your old flat's roof in winter, at 4 mil, you're not asking him to win you FPL, just to exist. Before we wrap, let's talk about two lads you need to have your eyes on. First up, Mo Salah. He's a no-brainer. The guy plays 89 minutes a match, like Slots got him on a permanent fitness cheat code. 29 goals, 18 assists, and an XGI of 33.59? That's not form, that's just Mo being Mo. His XG was 24.7, so he's not just converting, he's overachieving like he's late for a contract renewal. Sure, he takes pens with his eyes closed, but guess what? They still go in. Salah doesn't blank, he reloads. If you're not starting with him, you better have a bloody good reason. Then we've got Alexander Isak, who's flying under the radar like a Swedish submarine. No, he's not Haaland. And that's the point. He's got flair, he's got minutes, 81 per match. and he bagged 23 goals and 6 assists last season. That's actually more GAN than Haaland, by the way. Just saying. And while Haaland costs the GDP of a small country, Isaac gives you breathing room without sacrificing output. If he stays fit and moves or commits soon, he could be the value forward of the season. These two, they're the FPL equivalent of locking your door. You just do it. I've flagged them as elite picks, and honestly, you'd be mad to go without. Alright, that's the first draft done and dusted. Now look, I know how it goes from here. Your coworker Dave's about to show you some cursed spreadsheet he made with 17 tabs and a fixture rotation matrix that looks like it could launch a rocket. But here's the thing, mate. Don't overthink it. It's game week 1. No one's winning FPL in August, but you can start strong by picking proven players, staying flexible, and ignoring whatever tactical nonsense your mate cooked up in Excel at 3 a.m. Trust the eye test. Trust the data. And most importantly, trust me. It's not just banter, it's borderline genius. Catch your next vid.